Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the ReachingROCO podcast. I'm Dylan Henson, and I'm joined by
RJ Aiken here. Whoa.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and kick off this episode. We've got a cool lineup today. You want to tell them about it, RJ?
Man, there's just so much going on in ROCO right now. It is so hard to keep up with everything. However, we do have one of the team captains of the Megabytes robotics team in Rutherford County. You know, we talked about them last time, but they are back from Worlds. And I think that's super, super cool that they can kind of like recap their experiences. And then also keep Rutherford County beautiful. We have the founder, Jenna Bailey, that we're going to be talking to and discussing, diving into her world, which I'm sure it's a lot. So those are some of the guests that we have on today.
Sweet. All right. So we're going to go ahead and roll that intro, and we'll go ahead and go into the Megabytes bit. Let's do it.
Let's go. Hello, perfect. So before we get started today, if you are new to our podcast, Reaching ROCO, Youth, Young Adults, and Those Who Guide Them, please make sure that you share, like, and subscribe, whatever medium that you're viewing this on, if that's Facebook or YouTube. You saw ReachingROCO.com, so if you'd like to go and see what we're doing out in the community, go ahead and go there. So yeah, Dylan, what do we have today?
Yes, so we have Omega here with us. She is from the Megabytes. Omega, can you tell us what you do with the Megabytes? You're on the team, but you hold some positions there.
Yeah, I'm one of the co-captains, which for like our past season, we were 3 female co-captains, which we thought was really cool. There was all 3 of us, women in STEM.
Yes.
But I'm also kind of like lead, if you would like to call it, over operations. That's like where I generally am on the team, which we kind of do all kinds of things, whether it's branding, social media, planning things like outreach events. Like that's really big for our side.
Mm-hmm. So who are the other, you said they're just lady team captains, right? So who are the other 2?
Emily Walters and Gracie Allred.
Awesome.
But they both graduated.
Okay, so that's big shoes to have to fill coming up for this next year. We had you guys on last episode, and you talked about you're gearing up for Worlds, which was hosted in Houston, Texas, correct?
Yeah, it was wild.
I think that's really important for our community members to know about, merely because Rutherford County, small town friendly. You wouldn't think that we would be existing on world stages like that. And I think there was 3. How many teams were at the Worlds event?
From North Carolina, or just overall teams?
Let's just go overall. How many people were there?
Overall teams? Yeah. It was like several hundred.
Several hundred. Doug. All right. What's up? How's everything going in Rough Town? That's Doug. Sorry. He is the town manager in Rutherfordton, and he's super, super cool. If you do not know Doug, you are missing out on life. And also Casey Root? She's a boss as well. But yeah, Omega, just tell us a little bit about Worlds and how many teams were there again?
Several hundred. I know it was somewhere around like the 700 range, I think. Yeah. Honestly, being there is just such a weird experience because you're around so many teams from all over the world, like people who speak different languages than you. It's just weird to see because these people, like for us, we drove. It was so many hours. How many hours?
It couldn't have been that bad.
Including stops and everything.
Yeah.
We left at 4:00 in the morning and we didn't get to our hotel till around 11.
Oh my gosh.
My math is not math. And how many hours is that?
Wait, how do you do that? Was you on a charter bus or something, or was it a school bus? Okay, I thought it was a charter bus. Okay,
most of our like trips, like regular competitions, like Asheville and stuff, we take a school bus.
Yeah.
But that was not rocking for that long of a trip.
I'm guessing you slept most of the time there, right? Since you left at 4. Yeah, yeah. I can imagine.
I slept a lot of the time on that bus.
That's the best time to take naps, is whenever you're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
We need to, I think you guys will be experts not only in building robots and also building lives, but also like just passing time on a charter bus. I think you should be like create a blog or something like that for us to watch. For those that are just coming on, like some of you may not know what goes into building robots and designing and what the Megabytes team do. So Jenna said 16 hours. So thank you for that.
Doug. Appreciate it, Doug.
Wait, what did he say? What was
he said, Dylan, that background is bussin'.
It's bussin'. Wait, what is your background is? Oh,
my background is downtown Rutherfordton. So yeah, it's a pretty picture that was took a couple of years ago.
Gotta support Roughtown all
the
way.
Exactly.
100%. So I think we may have a clip that kind of shows the BTS on the Megabytes team. So maybe we can roll that so that people that are joining in right now.
We actually do not have that. I'm so sorry,
we
RJ.
Don't. Hold on. Let's see. I think we may. May.
All right.
Through the trap.
Oh. I think we have something.
Perfect.
Through the triumphs of our past season, we were left with an unsettling feeling of what's next. We've now developed a system that will carry on this progress past current members and mentors. This system is built on mentorship, network, engineering, and creating a pipeline. Knowledge and self-development are essential to sustaining growth. This is not possible to do alone. Our 31 members have access to a diverse pool of 20-plus mentors like lead programmers, engineers, business owners, and HR specialists, despite the limited resources available in our county. Their extensive knowledge benefits our team and educates the younger generations in our area. Through Steamroll and our outreach initiative, we focus on the availability of STEAM education to our youth. With 21 outreach events in the past year, we grow our network with outside organizations like the Grahamtown Community Team, which we have been in partnership with since 2020, or our friends at the FRC team in Chesney, South Carolina, who we welcomed into our bay to mentor on programming and design. We are exposing young students to the exciting world of engineering and show them the impact that they can have on their community through their skills and passion. Over 75% of our outreach events in the past year are engineering related and engage students with hands-on activities. We teach industry-relevant skills such as Onshape, Java, and wiring not only in our regular meetings, but in 33 classes on CAD and Java over the last 5 months of 2022. And our team has dedicated over 2,200 hours in the past year for engineering and philanthropic work. The future belongs to our youth, and that's why it's so important to us to foster their creativity. We've built a pipeline for young children into our community by starting to guide them during their elementary school years. We provide a constant flow of opportunities and support while equipping students with the skills and confidence they need to succeed in STEAM fields. We foster a culture of continuous learning and improvement, leaving a lasting legacy for STEAM in our community, because together, we're not just building robots.
We are building lives.
You know what? That was so moving. Honestly, like, just you guys are doing so much in the community and like doing a lot. So like, definitely kudos for you guys. And if I may just bring up some stats and correct me if I'm wrong, but now since you finished at the world competition, you have placed, let me see if I can get this right. You're number 1 in the state of North Carolina. You're 66 in the state, in the entire country, in the US of A, right? MERCA. And then you've placed 72nd in the entire world amongst over 3,000 teams. Is that correct?
So officially in the world, we're 74th, but I'm not sure in what data that is. And then for North Carolina, I know that we're ranked number 1 in terms of like physical robot points.
Okay.
But then in terms of TBA, which is kind of like a more robotics thing that involves like all of the different like banners you can get and stuff like that, we're ranked, I think it's 13th in the state.
Okay.
There's a lot of different things that kind of like you can use to calculate in the FIRST robotics world, because there's so many things that we do. Because FIRST really is, they're very passionate about like kind of how our team is about impacting other students in STEAM.
Gotcha.
So they have like the awards, those equal points in the same way that like us getting points in our matches do.
Yeah.
And then that goes into your ranking in the state.
Gotcha.
So like how many banners you have impacts that for the season.
I do have a question for you, Omeka. Whenever you first came into this program, How did you learn about how to do all this stuff? Do you guys have mentors that help you do this?
Yeah, our team is really, we pride ourselves on the mentors that we have from different industries within North Carolina. Like we have people from like realtors to engineers who work at places like Baxter and Trelleborg, all kinds of different, and Continental, like things like that, and teachers, which is really important to help us continue to build that relationship with students.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also big on like student mentorship in between students, because a lot of the time when you first come on the team, it's kind of scary to go up and talk to this person that's really big in this one industry.
Yeah.
So being able to talk to other students on the team and kind of be like, hey, like this is what I do on the team. This is how we do it. If you ever need any help, come and talk to me. And this summer, we also have student-led classes.
Yeah.
So starting in the next couple of weeks, we'll have CAD classes and programming classes that will be hosted at Reach, and they're led by two people on our team. So Jonas and Jimmy, who will be teaching the basics of these applications that can be great for my skills.
So let's break it down. So it's, most people, they saw a little bit about the behind the scenes of building robots, but let's talk about the skills that you all are learning that directly apply to the workforce. We hear national news workforce shortages and, people not, taking advantage of the jobs that are open, but the team's learning design, programming, Java, and in regards to the industry of STEAM, what is that? Science, technology, engineering?
STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
So if you go through this program with the Megabytes, what kind of jobs are we able to do, like once you go through?
Honestly, it really depends on like what field you're in and what you're interested in.
Yeah.
So there are people on our team who like want to become engineers. So there's people they can talk to on the team, they can reach out through that. Last year, one of our graduates, they went straight into a job, and now they're helping them like pay with their college expenses and stuff like that because the potential they saw and the skills they learned from our team.
Yeah.
But there's also people on our team who are interested in things like the arts.
Yeah.
But they really love what our team is about and how passionate we are about helping people and the experience you get from first.
Yeah.
So
I think that's amazing, America. And honestly, whenever, we were collaborating and working on our issue. And if you don't know, ReachingROCO is out now. Our issues and publications are here. And the reason why we have America on in the Megabytes is because they are, I saw that, Dylan, is because they're featured in our magazine. And, we've worked really hard to make sure that we could feature organizations that are doing big things in our community, community resources, and also just giving back and having an impact. So if you want an issue, go grab it on our website at ReachingROCO.com. But Emeka, again, you guys are doing some great things, and people just need to know about your organization. If you are a part of any high school, Rutherford County Schools, you can join the organization, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you don't mind me asking, if you don't ask me one question, Omeka, what was your driving passion to join Megabytes? Like, was it just something that your friends were doing, or what made it so interesting to you?
So originally I went to Trinity, which is one of the private schools in our area, and that's not a Rutherford County school. But one of my friends had like graduated from like middle school, and they were in high school now, and I was still trying to spend time with them, and they were in robotics, and I was like, hey, I'll come to a meeting. I want to see what it's about. Like, it seems cool. And I went, and I really loved it. And at the time, I didn't have like the time to be there all the time since I wasn't in a Rutherford County school. I couldn't officially join. So I was just like, I would like keep up with what they were doing and how they were doing stuff. Yeah. And my plan was to join freshman year, but like some things had come up. But Mr. Smith, who was our coach, he was constantly like in my life while I was at Reach, being like, hey, like you should join robotics. Like, hey, we're doing this then.
Mr. Smith is awesome.
They were continuously a part of my life, even when I wasn't on the team. So at the end / beginning of sophomore year, I decided that I was like, hey, this is the time for me. I want to be a part of it again. Like, I'm really ready. And that's when I joined, and it's such a blessing.
It's awesome. Thank you so much for that insight.
Thank you. I know this is not a question, but I would like to talk about all the stuff that we're doing this summer.
Yeah.
This is a perfect segue. Go ahead.
The stage is yours. Go ahead.
So far, we have, I think it's like 5 or 6 outreach events already planned and set for the next couple of months. We're doing things with the Girl Scouts during their summer camp, teaching them things related to STEAM. And the video earlier mentioned Grahamtown, which will be at their Juneteenth festival to talk about our robot and stuff like that. But we'll also be at their summer camp, which is a week-long thing for kids. And we'll have our own segment where we kind of show them different things about STEAM. Last year, we brought in their FLL Lego like robots and taught them like how to program them, how to get used to them. That way, when they're at school, like they already know what's going on. They know like the inside dish about how to get this robot to work and all these other things. Just being a constant impact in these kids' life.
Okay.
A couple other things, but yeah, we're excited.
Well, if you can send us those dates and the events that you have, we will publish it on our website and publish it on our Facebook. So if anyone is interested in staying in touch and staying in tune with the Megabytes, we need to get
we love that.
Yes.
We love that.
We would love
at the
to,
Hilltop Fest. Doug, when is the Hilltop Fest? Please tell us the date, refresh our memory on that. October 7th. Wow, he is fast. Let me go ahead and and anyone that wants to be a part of the Hilltop Fest, last year was super amazing. If I can find the video, I will definitely play it in our stream. But it was super amazing, and there was so many people out there. There was dancing, there was dunking, there was so many vendors. I mean, it literally brought that nostalgia back to me when I grew up and having that small town feel, big festival type feel. So
it's just awesome. Like, I mean, me and you, we went to Fab to get some media and stuff and just check it out and see what was going on. It is so awesome to see people out and about supporting small businesses. And I mean, 2 years ago, you wouldn't have saw this. It's just, it just feels like our county's coming back. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah. And I've got to say the town of Robeson is definitely at the forefront of that change and that push to making sure that those things are happening. But Emeka, again, send those dates to us so that we can publish those. We definitely want to keep in touch with what's going on with the Megabytes and the outreach initiatives that's going on. Mm-hmm. It seems like you are simply a model for what every organization should be doing in our community, with giving back and inspiring the next generation and letting them know that they too can aspire to a world stage. So kudos to the Megabytes. We'll be keeping in touch with everything that you guys got going on during the summertime. Is there anything else that you'd like to add or tell to the community?
Honestly, just thank you for the support that our community has given us, because like we rely on a lot of it. We love to be a part of our community and supporting them and them supporting us. And we just love Rutherford County. And I'm so thankful for everybody in it.
Thank you so much, Emeka. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do from, everything. So we are actually going to take a quick ad break, and we will be right back with Jenna Bailey, our editor. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. That was a really short ad, and we're glad we got that through. We had to plug it, right? I mean, we've been working on it so long.
But
absolutely,
Dylan, you know what? That was. I'm so inspired right now. Like, I'm on a natural life high, honestly. But you guys, community, I definitely I cannot introduce this great lady because she does a lot of things, and keep RC Beautiful, or other words, Keep Rutherford County Beautiful, is a local nonprofit that is a shaker and mover in the community. And not to take the spotlight, but I definitely want to make sure that Jenna Bailey, the founder of this organization, can definitely give you some insight. They are featured in our publication. So again, if you want to get some inside stories and scoops on that, please check out our website. But Jenna, how's everything going with you?
Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. We've been really busy. You know that, RJ, right?
Yes.
A lot of fingers and a lot of pots. That's the right saying.
Yeah, for sure. Good work,
Stuff like
man.
that. But yeah, we've been very busy.
If not, it makes sense now.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So, Jenna, can you take us back? I mean, obviously there was a need, but take us back to the inception. Like, I'm sure. So, actually, let's go a little bit way back. Did you grow up in Rutherford County?
I did. Yes, I did.
Doug said, "Hey." Okay.
Native.
Connected. So, what was your story? You born and raised here? Did you live here all your life, or what was your tidbit story?
I was an East Rutherford Cavalier. Yes, I was. I'm not telling you the year I graduated, though. Okay, that's off limits. But after I graduated from East, went to Raleigh, NC State, go Wolfpack. Had a wonderful time there with the school design, and ended up staying in Raleigh a long time. Traveled to Houston for a while and really lived the agency life, and then came back here when I started my family. Happy to be here. That was about 14 years ago.
So I'm trying to math this. My math ain't math, but I'm trying to math. I'm trying to catch on. Like, so 14, went to high school, you went to college, NC State. That's probably 4 years, but then you said a long time. Like, trying to figure it out.
I'm not telling you how old I am, RJ. I'm not doing it.
So now that you're back, which if you want to share with us, what was, coming back to Rutherford County and then seeing a need, tell us the inception of seeing the gaps and finally thinking of keep Rutherford County beautiful. What was that process like for you?
Sure. When I moved back, I came back to the area with graphic design and industrial design as my passions, right? That was my career. And the area was actually embraced me. And so I was able to do my craft that I had learned in these big cities in this small town that I love so much. So I was doing a lot of stuff with tourism and small businesses, trying to get people here, trying to attract them, just like you, RJ, right? Like building this place up. Yeah. And I started getting really upset because of the amount of trash. When I grew up, you didn't see trash on the side of the roads. Like, people had pride in where we lived. And it made me so upset. I was like, I kind of got road rage. We all get road rage, right? But I decided to do something about it because it was everywhere I looked. All these beautiful back roads where there's not houses. Instead of the beautiful view, I'm staring at the trash in the gully. So I believe it was 2017, might have been 2016. I went on Jim Bishop's radio show. Okay.
Oh, love that guy.
At DOT. And I was like, what can we do? And they went through the whole reasons why the prisoners aren't picking up trash anymore. It was all about budget cuts, all these things. So I went on a show and I asked, I put a challenge to the community. I said, please, I need 100 people to give me 100 minutes to collect 100 pounds of trash. And that's where it started. And thankfully, I got over 100 people. So yay.
That's awesome. Yes.
But it also made me learn how much trash can weigh. With 100 people in 100 minutes, that's about an hour and a half. We got over 1,000 pounds. And so I could just see the impact like immediately. And so I knew it just because of the people that came together so quickly, they see the need too. And it's just snowballed to what it is today.
I remember whenever I started driving in 2016, I started driving. And actually, no, it was 2017. Sorry, 2017. And it was just so, because like I would drive back from high school and I would just see bags of trash picked up. And I was like, who's doing this? And, you go to Facebook and you look around and you see it's Keep Rutherford County Beautiful. And I didn't even know you were behind that until a week ago.
If anybody knows me, they know I like to be not on the stage, right? I'm behind it. I'm getting everything done. So yeah, I think those like my volunteers up versus myself.
Yeah, and I think I can attest to that. There are a lot of people that are movers and shakers, and there's a lot of things. People complain. It's easy to complain about what we don't have or what they don't see, but what they don't see most times is the work, the amount of hours that people are putting in to make this place a better place. Because, our home is our hometown, and it's our home, and it's supposed to mean something to us, and we're supposed to have pride. We're not like a city, but we're not just a number at the exact same time. And for you to understand how tourism works and getting people to come here, that helps businesses, that helps nonprofits to further their missions. And, people aren't going to come to a place that's not nice, and, that's why it's important to make sure that we're beautifying our home, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was crazy, the change, from when I left and that year I graduated, that I'm not saying, to when I came back.
All right, now let's talk about, because our podcast is all about youth, young adults, and those who guide them. We are all focused on mobilizing our community around this focal group of people. So let's talk about youth and young adults. Like, how are you? What programs do you have with Keep Rutherford County Beautiful that's really targeting the youth and getting them actively involved? Like, tell us what you got.
I really hope people see it as a lot of different ways to interact with Keep RC Beautiful. Over the years, we've absolutely said, you know what, these habitual people that are throwing it out, we feel like the key, yes, we want to clean it up, but we don't want to continue to clean it up. So in order for it to go away, we needed to educate and empower our youth and our young adults. And so we've gone about it several ways, but I'll focus on high schoolers in this instance. We have a scholarship, for those graduating and focused on eco-oriented careers, just because we want those people to know that there is support in those avenues. Just like the Megabytes is doing for engineering, we want to say, hey, sustainability, all that is really important for us to continue what we're doing. But if you're not going, if you're not a senior, right? You're
I feel like it.
older. We do our litter sweeps. And so we've tried to make it really fun for the high school ages. Have you ever heard of the trash bowl?
We heard about, I saw it on Facebook.
Well, what is the trash bowl? Do we have a video on that? What is the trash bowl?
The trash bowl is now the litter bowl, because people were getting, kind of confused. Like, can I clean out grandma's house and bring her old dresser? No, we're talking about getting litter out of our public spaces. So we decided to make it a friendly competition. So we've paired ourselves with Republic Services, the waste management, and they provide containers for participating high schools. And I just want to ask people, because you'll see it if you flip through the book, but do you know how many high schools there are in Rutherford County?
Including homeschool or excluding homeschool?
I'm talking about people that come to a building.
11?
Oh, I have 9. We need to compare list.
Yeah.
Well, last fall, we actually had 8 participating high schools, and I can name them if you would like me to, or you buy ReachingROCO and then you'll find them, right?
Okay.
But at those 8 high schools, we had receptacles placed on their property. So, of course, to entice the students to go out there, collect litter, bring it back, and put it in the dumpster. That was weighed. And then we have this really cool trophy for the person, or
I think we have a video for that. I think we have a video for that. I think we have a video for it.
Oh, we'll roll it.
Yeah, okay. Let's roll it.
Let's see what you got. I'm so glad you have that. Good job finding that. That was from last year. So our winner in 2021 was Lake Over Classical. And so our cute mascots, Roxy and Rocky.
Are those raccoons?
Those are cute.
Raccoons. Raccoons love trash, and they're very clean animals, right? Like, we want to live like Roxy and Rocky. But when they went and removed
with less rabies.
No rabies. But yeah, they removed the trophy and it travels to the school that won. So can I just tell you how amazing the school did this past year?
Please do. We need more good news.
Oh my gosh. So the winning school last year was Thomas Jefferson Classical, and they collected over 6,000 pounds of trash.
Not
Guys,
TJ. Are you kidding me? What?
I am not. This was 2 weeks. They
Hey,
got
Dylan,
6,000 pounds.
we need to add a cue where we can do a hand applause. Like we need to add that sound bite because that
I'll get on it.
That
Yes,
definitely requires a
absolutely.
hand clap. So congratulations to TJ.
Yes.
2,000. How many?
6,000 pounds. That's like 3 tons.
That's 3. Yeah, that's 3 tons of trash.
My team had to go out there multiple times to keep emptying their dumpsters. It was amazing. Would love to do that every day.
That's awesome. I mean, and again, that's we're happy, you know, and it shouldn't be, you know, it's kind of like that double-edged sword. Like we shouldn't have that much trash on our roads. However, now that we do, like it's great that we at least can, you know, get our youth and our young adults active and be engaged in actually getting the trash off the road.
I have a question for you, Jenna. When it comes to creative, like we said, creatives and young adults, you know, this is not just some mild work that's being done. This is what you would consider social change, encouraging our county to be more sustainable. How do you address this issue with people that might be like, oh, that's no problem, that's not my problem? People who maybe think about that instead of the environment around them.
Oof, that's a tough one, Dylan. You know, we catch flies with honey, right? Like we try not to go to the negative places. We try to keep it positive and get them out there to see what happens when they throw it out. Hey, guess what? It's still there. So these students, you know, they'll get out there, maybe first time drivers. We would love to talk to that group, you know, because they're on the roads a lot, and probably some of them don't really get the social responsibility behind that. And what we've seen is that they'll get out there and they do their pickup because maybe their teacher asked them to, but then they go do it again. It's almost like you get that dopamine hit. Do you know what I mean? It's like it feels good. It feels good to clean up and be a positive impact on the community. And I hope everybody hears that. You know, if you haven't done it before, however you wish to help the community, once you do, it really is addictive, right, RJ and Dylan? I know you know this.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's so extremely important. We definitely have a feature, a message from someone who is definitely reached the world stage again. And he is a North Carolina native, and he talks about how important it is to pick up. So some of you guys that are out there that are watching right now, please like and share, because we have a feature, Luke Combs. So
Yes.
so we'll let's roll that, Dylan. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We all have to do our part to clean up this mess.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
What's up, guys? Luke Combs here. North Carolina has a major problem with litter on our roadways. We all have to do our part to clean up this mess. And just remember, trash belongs in a can, not on our roads. Don't trash North Carolina.
Isn't that amazing? They hired him to do that, and he was like, absolutely 100%. I love it.
And I love that he got behind that. It helps so much, especially in that, you know, the country music crowd, I guess is the word for it.
But no, I can say that again, that it's extremely important for us to keep our roads clean, because North Carolina is very unique. We have the oceans on one part of the state, and then we have the mountains, and then we have the Piedmont. Like, our state is very unique in the entirety of the United States. So reiterating, it's extremely important to make sure that we are educating people at a early age. For people that don't think that it doesn't impact us, it does. If it's chemicals that you're throwing out, you know, that runs off into the water ecosystems and the watershed, and then we're ingesting that, and it's not only us, but it's like it could hurt the habitats of local animals. And it's just it's something that we definitely have to pay close attention to and educate the youth on. And Jenna, I give you again kudos for starting this initiative, and also inspiring others to be a part of it. You know, I think my town of Spindale is actually going to be doing their litter sweep, or have they done their litter sweep already? Or
They're about to. Are you going to join them, RJ?
I would love to join them.
Awesome.
Wait, so is it a competition between the towns too?
Well, now in the spring, we literally just clean up the streets. You can leave the bags on the side of the road. NCDOT is a great partner of ours. They will come pick it up. If it's in a municipality like Rutherfordton,
Yeah.
I would say, hey, Doug, we're his public works department. Will you please go remove it for us? So it just makes it extremely easy for anyone in the county to pick up somewhere you think is an eyesore. We
Yeah.
provide the supplies. We provide gloves and vests and everything you need to be safe. And we're happy to help. So yeah, please check out our website, keeprcncbeautiful.org.
Yeah. Awesome. Now I just have, I myself only have 2 more questions, but I wanted to, since we're in that vein of really, connecting and getting really deep into this work, do you have maybe a story, or do you have a success story or something where someone was impacted by the work that you're doing and that Keeping RC Beautiful is doing, or Keep RC Beautiful is doing? Do you have a testimonial that you can think of? I know it's like off the cuff, so you may, because I'm seeing.
Well,
go ahead.
There's a lot happening, right? Like we hit on a lot of different cylinders just to try to reach everyone in the county. This is county-wide initiative, and I have a wonderful board that supports me. They've named me the executive director, and we get funding from several wonderful people. And so we go from every age. But I think one of the most touching is like when we got together in the first place and everybody said, this is a problem. What do we do? We've got to fine them. We got to ticket them. We've got to trying to think of kind of that. How do I put this? When we actually reach someone that hasn't done this before and they say, okay, I'm going to take my family, and they go clean up, let's say, their road. And then they come back and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you for getting me out there, because guess what? Now we're adopting the road, and they're going to take care of it from now until hopefully forever. That's a long time, but just empowering people and giving them the tools they need in order to give back. That's probably the biggest. That's probably the biggest story in my head at the moment, because we're talking about litter.
Okay. All right. So this has been an awesome time, Dylan, if I should say so myself. Now, Jenna, obviously you are a mover and a shaker, and you do it humbly. And I know that you wouldn't prefer to be on a stage to talk about yourself, and that's not the reasons that you're doing that, obviously. So from Reaching ROCO, and we'll connect it to what we're doing shortly, but thank you for all that you do. And I hope that people out there are inspired by your story, that actually want to start something or funnel into what organizations already exist. We're all about not recreating the wheel, but strengthen the spokes of that wheel. But just be inspired to get into their community and making a difference. You can look on the news and see that the world seems a little bit scary. But there are a lot of good people out there that are being pillars of light, and I think we really should focus on that more, right?
Absolutely.
So,
thank you so much, RJ.
You're welcome, my friend. So one other hat that you've worn is with our publication. Being a creative print director, you have, your talents are amazing, and I definitely want to encourage people at this time, if they're watching. Our publication is back, and we'll play the promo shortly. But if you want to check out community resources, check out other stories that is very similar to Jenna, and also see other creatives inside of the publication, please grab you an issue at ReachingROCO.com. We actually will be doing a giveaway on one of our podcasts on June 25th. So make sure that you go to the website, engage with us there on that platform, so that we can make sure that you do the survey and you can win $1,000. So please stay tuned with that. But Jenna, just to recap with the apprenticeship with Reaching ROCO, you had a role with that as well. And I want people to know that it's not ReachingROCO is not just the people that they see on the screen, but it's a group of artists, creatives. If they want to check out our Instagram, we're posting almost daily about what's going on, Cars and Coffee, different events that are going in Rutherford and Forest City, ways that you can give back in the community. So I want people to know that this apprenticeship is literally training young adults and youth to kind of like get engaged and funnel into the community. So we have a small video that I wanted to play. Dylan, do you have that?
Which one are you talking about?
The top right corner.
Top right corner.
There we go.
And RJ, if you'll allow me,
Yeah.
I would love to talk about, coming back to this county. I've really been able to choose partners to work with that have the same passions I do. And you're no exception, right? The reason that I am signing up to help the youth and your mission and how those come together is because RJ is putting forth what they care about, right? This is a platform for our youth to express themselves, as well as our nonprofits to talk about the resources in Rutherford County. So many people do not realize how many riches lie right here. And I just have to commend RJ for coming back here and taking the charge because, just like Keep Rutherford County Beautiful, there was a hole, right, that hopefully we're filling. And I feel like you're doing the same thing. So
RJ,
thank you, RJ, for doing this.
Yeah, I can't commend him enough either. I mean, he doesn't give himself enough credit. RJ, can you tell your story right quick for people that might not know who you are right quick about you're going off to college?
If they don't know who I am, then that's their fault. No, but honestly, I feel like my story is similar to a lot of stories out there. Growing up in small town friendly, thinking that there was not a lot of resources, only seeing the bad. I had to go to college to be successful. That narrative, that did push me to getting going to college, and realized going in a short span of living, I realized that my hometown is not so bad after all, and it was again, it's not like a city, but then again, you're not just a number. And I had this aspiration of like global impact or whatnot. And I'm like, what better place to start that change, starting at home? And I knew that there was youth and young adults who were here, that I could connect with, and it would mean so much more to me because it's my hometown. So that in brief, if there are people that resonate with that story, like I feel you, and it's a vision, but it's not to put me on a pedestal, but it's really to highlight the youth and the young adults and giving them a platform to tell their stories and highlight the people that are the movers and the shakers and the ones that they're working in nonprofits and making the change. You guys are the real heroes in my eyes. And I thought that I created a platform for you guys. And I think in short, that's my mission right now in life. So again, thank you for that. Well, if all hearts and minds are clear, I think this was another successful podcast. We are looking to invite more people on. So guys that are out there, please share this. Gosh, there's so much information in our podcast. Please share with your peoples. If you have some people in your lives that are movers and shakers as well, and you think that they should be featured on our podcast, please reach out to info@reachingroco.com. Send us a DM, comment their name. We would be more than happy to have them featured on the podcast to tell their story, because that's what we're all about: youth, young adults, and what?
Those that guide them.
Those that guide them.
One thing I want to mention too, RJ, we kind of had a little mishap this past. It was about a month since our last episode. It's supposed to be every 2 weeks, but I just wanted to point that out. We a part of our team was in finals, and so we just didn't really want to stress everybody out to where we're not all burnt out. So that was why we missed an episode, and our next episode will be on June 4th.
June 4th. Oh, that would have been nice if we could have had May 4th on there. May the 4th be with you.
I would love that.
So, I mean, and that's a testament. What you're referring to, Dylan, is, some of us are, finishing our undergrad up. So the reality is, like, we are either in college, going back to college and stuff, but yet we still have a place to improve our community. So, I think it's going to be really interesting getting those that do go away for college to get them to come back during break to actually help out, because, we're building that infrastructure out. So story unraveling. Exactly. But again, thank you all for coming. Jenna, again, thank you for the work that you're doing. The Megabytes, thank you again. We'll go ahead and segue out. We'll let you go, Jenna, and we'll wrap up for our podcast. Thank you.
Bye, Jenna.
Dylan, bro.
Yes.
Man, that was awesome. That was great. Super awesome.
Yeah, some really good conversations. Particularly really like the Megabytes conversation. A lot of cool details there that I don't think a lot of people realize how much stuff is going on here. You just can't keep up with it all. It's awesome. Yeah. And it's great that we have all this.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at the national statistics, I think 35% of the people in our county are living under poverty. And so it's just, when you see that a group of youth are sailing to a world stage, I think that's important to highlight that there are people here that are doing great things.
Exactly.
Before we wrap up, though, let's go ahead and play our promo again. For those that are, go ahead. What'd you say?
Yeah, I said, I was just agreeing with you.
Yes,
it's hard. It's hard to over Zoom. I'm so sorry. It's like there's a delay, and you'll say something, and then somebody else will be like,
yeah. Do you guys? If there's anyone that's watching right now, I see that there are about 6 people right now. If you would like to say something, if you either a shout out or any events that are going on, please drop them in the comments, and we'll be glad to post that on our social medias and feature them. Doug, always coming in and supporting. We love and support you. Brutal Mornings, Doug again, town manager of town of Rutherford, and they have a live stream also every Friday now, and that's what I think it's 8:30 in the morning.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
If you live in the town of Rutherford and you do not know Doug or Magnolia or Mayor Dancy, you definitely need to make that a priority. Because there's a lot of things going on in town of Rutherford, and they are so progressive with moving things forward and also with creating an inclusive environment. You can approach they're so approachable.
Exactly. And he said Fridays at 8:30 a.m. So yeah, every Friday at 8:30 a.m. check out Brutal Mornings with
on Facebook.
Jackson, Jimmy Dancy, Magnolia, and Doug.
Yeah. Josh, hopefully everything's going well. Are you finished with your undergrad? Have you graduated yet?
I think he has. I'm pretty sure I saw something on Facebook the other day.
Yeah.
Let's see, Josh. Josh, let us know if you graduated. If you did, congratulations, buddy.
Yeah. And that's another a local that's born and raised Rutherford County. Oh, God, I cannot get enough of this. Like, there's even the people that are watching right now, like, I'm sure they have stories. I'm sure that they know of people that are doing great things also in this community. And I think people should know about that. Josh.
Congratulations, Josh. Woo.
I love that excellence in ROCO. But again, like, if y'all have stories that you'd like for us to talk about, even if you want to comment or anything like that, just let us know. We'd be glad to feature them. But if no one else has anything to say, let's just play the video just a little bit again, okay?
All right, here we go. All right.
You guys, I wanted to tell you, I just dropped a link inside right there. If you do that survey, we wanted to hold this information because you guys are the real ones. I see about 7 people on right now. You guys are the real ones. So if you do the survey and complete it, you will be entered into a giveaway. This will air June 25th at 7:30. This is going to be a cash prize of $1,000. We'll be doing 2 $500 certificates. And so if you want to be a part of that giveaway, please go ahead and do that now. Again, we just dropped the link down. And if you want to get more referrals, if people refer you, then you'll go into the giveaway that many more times. So if you refer 10 different people to do that exact same survey, then your name will go in 10 times.
And if you
Essentially,
also,
yep, go ahead.
If you have a magazine issue, which it should be, when do we send those out, RJ? They're
I
coming
think
out
it's on page 20. If you
on page
bought,
20.
yeah, if you bought your issue,
Yeah, it's down here, the little yellow. It says
yeah,
page
for
20.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the last bit is it's graduation week. We have TJ, we have Central, we have East, and we have Chase, and we get to deliver the publication. If you don't know, every single graduating senior gets a complimentary issue of our summer grad edition. We feature all of the graduates in Rutherford County. We have highlights, we have resources. So if you want to go grab your issue, please go to our website to purchase that. And I'm just super excited.
Oh, wait, we forgot to talk about our photographer.
Yes. Actually, I think we should invite her on. on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be a good conversation.
Emma Green. Yeah, she's an awesome creative. Okay. All right. Well, Dylan, do you think we've covered everything that we need to cover?
Yeah, just to cover just a last minute promo. Of course, our student apprentices at the high schools have been doing a phenomenal job putting these together. A lot of hours, about 3 or 4 months worth of work right here in this book. And you can purchase them now at www.reachingroco.com.
Perfect. All right, let's cue the outro, Dylan.
All right. You guys have a great night.